Let's go.
All right, we're live. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our Monday AMA. As always, I am here and you are there, but we're here together. So today's AMA, I kind of want to give a small. I've talked about a recap in our pinned messages, but we'll go over again like all the things to expect this week. And on top of all that, we're just going to be like talking, vibing, getting just a bunch of things off of our chest or whatnot coming into this week. Definitely an exciting week for us. Pay attention to our Twitter this week because every day there's going to be like new announcements and new cool tweets that are coming out. This is going to be like the week that you kind of want to hang out and be active if you want to win some cool prizes too, because we are giving away 50, $100 to 50 people in the VC just randomly. We'll be picking people, DMing you guys, letting you know that you're winners, or maybe we might not DM you, we might ask you to DM us. But anyway, regardless, if you're a winner, you'll know you're a winner. And that does actually raise another thing that I want to give you guys a disclaimer on. Like, if anybody messages you and tells you you're a winner and tells you to click links or anything like that, do not do it. If you win, all you have to do is provide us with the Ethereum address and we'll send you the ETH that you want. So don't get tricked by anyone, guys. Don't click any links. Don't do anything like that because it's pretty much going to be a scam if anybody reaches out to you. But yeah, giving away 10 grand this week. 5 grand to the Shield Army, 5 grand to just people randomly hanging out in VC throughout the week. This is going to be our anniversary week. This is pretty much Christmas week. So I know it's going to be a crazy week for a lot of people, traveling, and a lot of people having, their holiday celebrations and everything else in between. But I'll be here. We're going to have a cool hangout AMA on the anniversary day too, on Christmas Eve. It's a Saturday. I believe it's a Saturday. Let me double check on my calendar real quick. Yeah, it's a Saturday. Okay, cool. Yeah. So on the 24th, on Saturday, we're gonna be having like a cool hangout event AMA in here. We wanted to do another like DJ metaverse party, this and that, but I'm gonna be straight up with you guys. The DJ was really, really being a I'm not gonna lie, he was being really greedy, and was trying to take advantage of the whole situation. So it was more or less like a principle thing. So we decided to just like not bring him on board because he was just not being a good person. So we won't be having a DJ, but maybe I could sing for you guys or something if that's what you guys want. But I doubt anybody wants to go through that torture. But yeah, we'll have some cool things. Maybe we'll have a game night. Maybe I'll have a poll on what we could play as a collective, as a group, and we'll have like this massive game day and just have fun and like vibe out. We'll do some giveaways. We'll do a bunch of stuff. I don't want to really go into that right now, but it's going to be definitely something to do if you guys don't have anything else to do on the 24th. If you guys are just going to be hanging out at home, feel free to hop in here. You will have a great time. I think all the other devs might be in here too. We'll definitely keep each other entertained and celebrate our 1 year anniversary together. And with that being said, obviously we opened up the Shiba Army mints again today. Well, last night. And we're waiting for the Vitalik to come out. We were just talking about the Vitalik and some of the rewards and stuff before we started this AMA and went live. But it's pretty crazy because whoever mints the Vitalik is going to get 100K worth of ShibaDoge tokens, which is literally life changing. I mean, even for anybody, even for millionaires, like if you get 100K worth of anything, you're going to be happy. And I'm pretty sure like anybody who's listening in right now, 100K is life-changing experience for them. And I think that this is going to be the biggest thing that we've ever done so far when it comes out. So, I mean, it's somewhere in the next 25% of the mints that are left, man. So it's literally like anywhere. It could come out any second. We won't even know because there's no reveals happening at the time being. We chose to go the mysterious route. So we'll choose a day and do a reveal or if the collection sells out before we choose the day, then we'll just reveal everything all at once then. But we're just going to leave it so that they stay unrevealed for a little while. It was supposed to launch yesterday and immediately not reveal it, but we didn't turn on the manual function, so they did. Some of them automatically did reveal. I don't think we got any one of ones out, but there is another one of one too. There's the golden AK one of one, which is a pure solid gold Shiba army. I don't know if you guys have seen sneak peeks of that one yet, but the Shiba army NFT is I call it the golden AK because it's pure solid gold. Background is solid gold. The Shiba is solid gold, and it's holding a solid gold AK. And that one also comes with a $5,000 of ETH as a prize too. So that one is still up for grabs as well. I was actually talking with the team to see if we can actually buff that reward for that one. I don't know if we will, but keep in mind that that one is still up there for grabs, and it does come with a massive prize, which is 5K in ETH. That's just something that everyone should be looking forward to. And keep in mind, guys, like if you do own a one of one, we may in the future, since we have the EFTs and the dynamic NFTs and stuff coming out, we may be able to create one of one like traits from your guys's one of one and be able to give it to you as a gift, and you'd be able to put it on your ShibaDoge as well, like a certain piece of clothing from your one of one that you already own. So that's something cool that we could probably do in the future too for people that own these one of ones. So it'll kind of be like cross project, and it will work on your ShibaDoge and your Shiba or Doge Army NFT. So there's the possibilities are endless. Max and I were talking about how much potential there is with the EFT and the whole introduction of what we're doing and bringing it to the table. Like there's so much we could do. There's even like a opportunity for us to introduce like design elements to be like, hey, for example, be like, hey, Sonny, come up and design an equipable NFT, and and we'll have like 20 other people come up and design their own equipable NFTs, and then we'll have a community pick which one they like the most, and that one will actually become a circulating NFT in the equipable portion of things. And whoever designed it, for every one of those that sells, they'll get like a royalty or whatever. Like there's so many opportunities for us to be able to introduce like cool concepts like that I think this whole dynamic NFT thing that we're bringing to the table is really going to change the game as far as everything that we're doing. And literally, I think it's going to be a growth hack, because once brands and once different projects recognize like the potential of what we're bringing to the table, they're instantly going to be like, holy crap, why didn't we think of this? Or how the hell did they even do it, right? So I know it's a very difficult thing to do, and I'm talking about how we're doing it, and it seems normal to me, but that's because we've been working on this for the past 6-7 months now, and obviously we wanted to have it out earlier, but as we progressed working on it, we realized how technical of a project it is and how difficult it is to actually be able to bring a working tech like this that's actually a good product into circulation. And it just made us more confident on the idea, knowing that it's not a gimmick and not something that anyone can just put together in a couple of days. It actually took a lot of planning, a lot of development, and a lot of code to be able to do what we're doing. And I'm sure that people are gonna catch on and appreciate what we're bringing to the table. And that's what it's all about. It's all about the community, and it's all about the enthusiasts being able to appreciate the tech, because that's how this industry and that's how this sector actually grows, is by people doing innovative things and people bringing new things on board for people to experiment with and people to actually grow the network with. So I think us dabbling into this space and us bringing these dynamic NFTs to life are going to be huge, man. And I mean, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but it really is a big deal, and we've put a lot of our blood, sweat, and tears into making this a possibility. And the last year of this project really aided and showed us how much support we have. Sorry, I'm not going somewhere. Let's go ahead and mute that. Okay, you guys got it. Really showed how much support we have from the community and how much support we have from other communities too, even that really gave us that push to like throw us into the next gear and be like, hey, do something that's going to revolutionize the space. And I really do think that what we're bringing to the table, this concept, this breeding concept with the equipables is going to be the next play. It's what the NFT world needs. Like, that's what I think, right? And because right now NFTs are in a boring place. People are bored. They're like, well, what do? We just go and there's all these millions of NFTs on OpenSea, and people look at them and they're like, okay, well, what do we do with them? So actually being able to give people a product that they're able to do something with, whether you stake it or whether you customize it or whatever, there's things that you could do with these NFTs, and then us with the EFTs coming to life and the upgradable smart contracts that are going to be coming with it. It's like the possibilities are endless, and we're going to have a lot of fun experimenting with growth hacks moving forward. But yeah, I mean, other than that, guys, if we sell out the whole project, I mean, the entire collection, we are doing like a 32 ETH burn, which is about 5% or whatever. But that's like a $40,000 burn. So the token would pretty much see a nice burn happen on its end. If we sell out the entire Shiba Army collection, we're gonna pretty much put 40 grand into a burn, which is pretty massive. And I mean, honestly, we're giving people opportunities to become even bigger whales, like the grand prize being 50 Doge armies and 50 Shiba armies for the top 5 minters of this as well. I know somebody already minted like 20 of them. That gives that person 2 golden tickets. I'm gonna share with you guys hold on, let me pull it up and see if it's shareable. I'm gonna drop it into chat. Save. So this is not a final product, but this is something similar to what you will see for trading in your golden ticket in the future. And this is going to pretty much, if you open it up, you could see it's a mystery supply crate. There's going to be some cool stuff, man. There's some very exclusive things that you really can't get anywhere else. And try to get a golden ticket, man. I know it's not easy to get a golden ticket, but if you can manage to get one, you're really gonna be surprised with the things that you'll be able to do in the future. And the cool thing is with the golden ticket too, it's like even if you have one, you don't have to hold on to it and trade it in for a supply crate or whatever in the future. It's an open market, so it's like if somebody else didn't get a chance to get a golden ticket, you can list yours for sale on OpenSea and see if other people want to buy it, and kind of like put whatever price you want on it. So that open marketplace that we're doing is going to be like a pure perfect example of why these EFTs are going to be so valuable in the future as a concept, because it not only gives you the opportunity to deck out your own NFTs that you already own, but you also have kind of like a whole resale market of different equipables that people are like, hey, I love this, it really represents my personality, but it's sold out, I can't get it anywhere else. And then this guy on OpenSea is like, oh, well, you could get it from me. I don't love this as much as I love this other thing that my NFT is wearing right now. So just being able to have the option to customize your things, and being able to have the option to like, for example, here's like a future utility, right? That concept. This is a concept, not a promise or anything like that. So imagine wearing an equipable that amplifies your staking rewards, like a multiplier, or like amplifies anything else, right? There's like different functions and different cool things that can be added in the future. Obviously, this is not like something that is confirmed that I'm telling you guys like, hey, you're gonna get a a pair of jeans and it's going to give you 3 times the staking rewards. That's not going to happen. Like, that's not confirmed, but it can happen is what I'm saying. It's like the tech is there, and us to get creative and do things like that, it is there, right? Like what we're building out is pretty massive, guys. And I think we're going to be killing the game in 2023, especially if we could figure out a solid or rock solid referral system and affiliate program for people to actually be rewarded for shilling and be able to introduce a rock solid version of that. I think 2023 can be the biggest year for us. It's going to take a lot of work and it's going to take a lot of dedication, but I think with the right tech and the right just doing the right moves, I think we're going to be in the right place. And that's the beautiful thing is like time feels like it's moving really, really slow right now because of the bear market. And I actually enjoy that because it helps me catch my breath in like what we're doing. And I think that's very valuable is, you know, not having to rush through these things and kind of like getting a sense of knowing where you are in the certain state of a project and development and whatever. And you know, like what needs to be done in order to grow. We're good at growth. I mean, obviously it's proven, right? We know what we're doing as far as growth goes with this project, you know, with some of our other businesses and whatever. We know what it takes to grow. It's simple. It's simple science. It's not like it's not rocket science where you have to sit down and just like figure it out and that's all it takes. No, it's very simple. You bring good products to the table. You work honestly and truthfully. You do decent marketing. You're always transparent with your community, and you will grow. But it's all about amplifying all that, right? And that's what we're going to be working towards in 2023 is to be able to amplify that thing and be able to continuously make our products better, make them more desirable, make more people actually be familiarized with what we're doing and what we got going on. Because what we've been able to achieve in 1 year organically is mind-blowing. And I mean, we've reached $250 million in market cap. We've minted out 17,500 NFTs. And we did all that in the first year before we even had anything, right, going for ourselves in the project. And we have a lot going for us now. So imagine what we could do with all of this in our arsenal moving forward as a project, as a team, as a community. I think we have nothing but good things in the horizon, right? Like I don't want to sit here and predict prices or anything like that. That's not what I'm here to do. But what I am here to do is to continuously try to bring value to the project in whichever way possible. And, you know, some people might sit back and be like, oh, but then that doesn't make it a community project, this, that. No, it does make it a community project. I'm part of the community as well. I just have a leadership role in making sure that, you know, since we were here since day one, that this project follows the path that we wanted it to when it was brought to life. And we're going to do everything in our power to make sure that that happens. But, you know, at the end of the day, it all falls down to how patient can people be and what their goals are with the project. And I think everybody who's involved in the project has the same goal, right? Their goal is to make it, right? And be a part of something that's bigger than them, be a part of something that is actually going to, you know, change the world. And I think we could change the world. Yeah, we're just a little meme coin, but you know, I mean, that little meme coin that rose to glory and rose to fame and, you know, did something amazing for the world. And I think we're going to be able to do that. And I think, you know, taking small steps like this to revolutionize the game and bring new products to the table is what it's going to take to make that happen, you know? And if we fail 5 times, then guess what? We're trying 6 times. If we fail 6 times, guess what? We're trying the 7th time. We're not stopping. I mean, we're just going to keep going and going until we make it, right? And that's all it is. It's sort of trial and error. It's continuously working hard. And I think, you know, we have a really good head on our shoulders as a project and as a community. And I think we're going to be killing it, man. I think it's going to be an amazing year for us. I just want to thank all of you guys for the amazing year that you guys gave us, like that we spent together. And I think it's definitely, I'm more than happy to be where we are right now, man. We're gaining new holders every day. We're growing every day. I see new faces in here every day. Yeah, it ain't no bull market. You know, that's a fact. It's not a bull market, but who cares? Like, we're here, we're growing, and we're building. When that bull market comes back around, guess who's going to be ready with the arsenal? Guess who's going to be ready with the dinner plates? You know, we're going to be ready. We're not going to be in line. We're going to be sitting down at our tables waiting to eat. So, hold on, let me check out this message real quick. Alex said he sent a message. Oh, yeah. Okay, I forgot to talk about this. We should definitely talk about this. So, you know, we do have a Medium article coming out too. I know you guys love our Medium articles, and Alex is working extremely, extremely hard on getting another Medium article out to you guys. So that's going to be another great one. That's going to be another great read. I don't want to spoil what it's about, but you know, it is definitely something that everyone is going to find interesting and relatable. So
yeah, Leo,
we'll drop a link to that.
Hello, everyone. It's been a while.
Hi, Alex.
I've been hella busy working, but I was able to get some downtime today, which was nice. But you know, the whole group and the guys, we sat together, and for the last few months, we've just been fed up with like the way that the NFT industry is going, the way that the entire collective economy is looking at NFTs. I mean, all we could think of after having seen every article talk about how NFTs are dead, or NFTs are just, you know, JPEGs, we got to thinking, and we came to the conclusion that it's not that the NFTs are dead, and it's not that they're some kind of a short-term game to be played. What we really think is that NFTs are broken. And I'm personally very excited. I know that the rest of the guys on the team are, the rest of the whole team is really excited that we're taking steps to become something far greater than the static world of NFTs that we know today. I mean, simply put, NFTs are broken. They are. At the end of the day, in most cases, in 99% of the cases, you're buying a JPEG. There is nothing behind it. There is no utility. And we spent so much time, like I'm talking late nights at the office, late nights just on the phone, and we're going back and forth. And we kept going back to this idea that we were all in some way gamers, right? Leo, tell me, what games did you play when you were growing up?
Man, I played everything, but the game that I was like most into as a kid, you guys might call me a nerd or whatever, but I don't care. I played RuneScape. I loved it. I thought it was the coolest thing in the world, and I'm not gonna lie, I still even play it up to today. Like every now and then I'll hop on and, you know, chop a tree or catch a fish or whatever. But yeah.
Isn't it okay? Let me ask you a question, right? And we talked about this. So, but this is almost a broader question to the entire community. We have all played games. We've all had a childhood in some way, shape, or form, whether you're on the older side and your game was, some kind of an arcade style game fighting, or you were, you know, playing Pokemon for 8 hours a day on your Game Boy that didn't have any color, or you were, you know, in Grand Theft Auto and you were actually investing in trying to get the best equipment and trying to get the best cars parked into your garage. Tell me that these places aren't, in a sense, as real as your own reality is.
They 100% are. 100%. You feel immersed.
You feel immersed. You know what? I got to tell you, there are so many games that feel like I was like, if I go back and I look at pictures of it, it feels like it's my own neighborhood. Like I know the nooks and crannies of the universe of a game more than I even know sometimes my own environment locally that I'm living in. And I ask you today, you being a former or still somewhat ongoing RuneScape player, you know, what do you have? What do you have today of all the effort and all the sweat, blood, and tears that you put into RuneScape? What do you have? Like what?
Well, I still have
other than an account that's linked to your email.
Right. Other than the account that tracks your progress and everything, what you have is the experience and the memories that you created in the experience of it all. You know, that's the least what I could say.
Yeah. Now imagine a world where that entire ecosystem, that entire economy that you were participating in, I know because I've been your friend for a very long time, and I know you spent a lot of time collecting items and figuring out their value and doing all of those things, right? But imagine being able to have something today that stands for what you actually put into that, all that effort. Imagine having something that lives on forever and will have value as the community grows. Imagine having that. Imagine every item being able to be attached to your character, whether you want to sell your whole character outright or you want to just sell an item and swap it for something else. I mean, imagine the world that can be created. Imagine the entire new economy. I just looked it up. There's 2.3. I'm talking just one segment, right? I'm not even talking about media franchises. I'm not talking about the IP, the content, everything that we're planning on doing, which we'll be announcing very shortly as to kind of where the direction we're going. And one thing I really like about what we kind of do is, yeah, you said it, we're a meme coin, but I think Elon said it best. He or she who controls the memes control the universe. And so if we can create our own universe, and we can do that with a passionate community behind us, where ownership is actually given and granted to the people. The people dictate the future of the franchise. This isn't, we're talking every single media company, every single major brand that you've ever known is all going to get disrupted, and it's all going to start with a meme coin, because that's what we're doing. We're going and we're building this entire sort of gamified mechanism. And I see a lot of people asking what the utility of the token is and what the utility of the NFT is. You know, it's okay that you don't see it. It's okay. As long as you're participating in some way, we're glad to have you, you know, and just be a part for the ride, because where we're going is absolutely game changer. It's fundamentally going to shift everything that you know about the world, everything that the people know about the world. You know, I know we talked a lot, and you said you didn't want to sound like a broken record, Leo, but this whole dynamic NFT system means so much more, because today with this expansion of where we're going, you can have collaborations with some of the biggest companies in the world who want to enter the Web3 space. You can actually have an ongoing, you can participate in a whole dynamic environment. If you participate in a challenge, or you participate in some kind of game, or some kind of of media event, whatever it is, you're actually able to attach that to the character, and it has scarcity built into it, which means people are going to want it. If the ecosystem grows and there's 150 party hats, right? And I think that's kind of an ode to RuneScape too, I think, maybe. But if there's only 150, if there's only 150 guys, and it's never going to come back, and the ecosystem grows to 100,000, 200,000, 500,000 people that want to participate. See, this is where I think every project that's serious is going to go, and we're going to be one of the first that lead the way. We are probably going to set the precedent. We are going to set the example. Think about the exposure we're going to get when some of the biggest whales, some of the biggest ecosystems, I'm talking Bored Ape, I'm talking CryptoPunks, Yuga, etc., all of them come in and they're like, holy shit, they did it right. This is where we've been wanting to go. They've set the precedent. Now let's follow lead. Now we became the lead. Do you see how that works?
Yeah. Now we're selling shovels in the gold rush. You know, while everybody else is buying the shovels, digging up the gold, we're the ones who are selling the shovels. You know, who made the real money in the gold rush? Like people who had the tools for sale, and we were literally creating a game-changing tool with the dynamic NFTs, man.
So that's just one thing. Obviously, we've got so much more things in development, but I'm excited to see, one, how the community responds, also how the entire broader Web3 ecosystem expands, because again, I'm going to say that we are going to be the craziest, most outrageous developers on the planet that are participating in NFTs, doing that every single day of our life, and out there in the marketplace, basically talking as much trash about how broken it is in its current system. And we're basically going to shit on the entire space. But instead of just talking trash, we're going to do it better and show the way on how it's supposed to be done. And this is
because at the end of the day, unity still comes into play.
Of course, because at the end of the day, you have to disrupt it for it to get better. You have to disrupt it so that people can be like, oh shit, how much longer are we going to keep telling people, you know, it is this speculative market where, you know, you're buying a bunch of JPEGs, or it's, you know, it's one Discord community away from being the next big 100 ETH project. Like, at some point in time, that's got to stop, and serious players need to do something right. And you have to disrupt it, and you have to basically say, look, everything is shit. We're not calling any projects out. Look, everyone's trying, and I respect that. But at some point in time, we got to kind of get serious. Like, we got to kind of set the tone a little bit, you know? And even if we're wrong, at least we're making some kind of a directional change that at least says, hey, this is a potential viable outlook. And it's is based on the idea that your entire life, you've been connected to digital things, but you have nothing from it. They're literally owned by everyone else but you. You don't own anything. Yep. You've put all that work and all that effort into RuneScape, but you, Leo, do not own anything. I'm sorry.
Yeah, none of that is mine. I could get banned off of the game for like breaking one rule.
25 G's, and you could literally get banned tomorrow because you said something to somebody wrong, or you bought some gold or whatever the hell, you know?
No, man, it's that. Look, and we always looked at our NFTs in this way. We could have, from day one, we could have took the easy route and been like, hey, Doge Army is launching. There is no utility. It's just cool looking dogs, and you guys can have cool looking profile pictures, and that's it. But no, we didn't want to do that. We knew that's what everybody was doing and riding the hype train. And we saw through the gimmicks that everybody was doing with that. Not to say that it's gimmicks, because some of the projects were built on that and whatever, and they're some of the biggest projects in the world now. But regardless, everybody tried to do that concept. Everybody was like, you know, just trying to create as much hype as they possibly can, sell out an NFT collection, be like, all right, cool. By the way, guys, the utility is you guys get amazing profile pictures. Like, no, we always wanted more than that. We wanted to be able to deliver like a cool looking product. Yeah, obviously the Doge armies are cool. They look cool, and they have, you know, like a nice artwork to them. But we always wanted more for our NFTs, and we always wanted more for the future of what we're bringing to the table. So not just the Doge armies, but the Shiba armies too. They do the same exact thing as Doge armies do. I mean, for some reason, the community values Doge army more than they value Shiba army. That's obvious. That's a fact because of the floor price that I'm looking at, right?
Like the OG, you know, in a sense. It's like the CryptoPunk, the Bored Ape Yacht Club, you know.
Yeah, but it's like a perception thing, because the Shiba army and the Doge army, the only thing that's different between the two is the artwork. That's it. They just look different, but they offer the same function, the same utility. You know, it's all one big ecosystem. And then the ShibaDoge, which the bread version, is going to offer a whole plethora of different things that the Doge army and the Shiba army don't offer, right? You're going to have the dynamic system to it. You're going to have a whole new marketplace coming to life. You're gonna have collaborations. You're gonna have like all these opportunities that we've been talking about for forever. And I mean, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Like the things that we can get creative and bring to the table with the whole dynamic system is absolutely insane. And I mean, where are people gonna find value at the end? Is they're gonna be like, I love the equipables, and I want to be able to put a value on this certain equipable and that certain equipable because I love that based more on, you know, on my appeal based on, you know, somebody else's appeal. Everyone is going to value things differently, but what they're going to default back to, and I don't mean to like try to be pushing Shiba army or Doge army or anything like that. That's not what I'm trying to do, but they're going to find value in the OG collections, because the OG collections is where it all started. And the thing with the OG collections are too, like everyone's going to be breeding. Everyone's going to be like, hey, I'm going to breed this, I'm going to breed that. But then eventually there's going to be like certain NFTs that have not been bred. And people are going to have a certain value that they put on those unbred NFTs. And you get what I'm saying? And as Alex said, those, as the ecosystem grows, there's going to be more demand for those types of things. And if you own one of those like OG things that hasn't been touched, is a pure virgin, hasn't been bred or anything like that, somebody might value that as something. You get what I'm saying? Like you may not value it as much as the person, you know, like 4 months from now that's going to come in and it's like so hung up on getting their hands on one of these things. So there's always that perception is very, very important. And, you know, the reason why I'm saying is because I can sense that the community values the Doge army more than the Shiba army. But in all reality, they offer the same things. You know, just the art is what's different, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I mean, I will say that, like, I don't think it matters. Like, I see them as sort of the, if you look at it as almost like this sort of like country club, right? It's sort of like this exclusive membership club. There's probably going to be a bunch of people that only have, you know, a Doge army. They speculated on it. They were like, oh yeah, cool. Like, let me just take a stab at it. They probably saw it on one of the 800 million accounts that posted it. Or they said, oh, you know, I'm going to just get Shiba army. It's looking like a juicy deal, whatever it is. I just want to be a part of it, right? But the real ones are going to be able to participate in the foundational NFT project, the foundational sort of forward trend setting project that's going to open up, you know, what the actual, like the Doge and the Shiba is like the construction of the country club. And once you get the Shiba army, you now have all the perks. You got the golf course access, you've got the merchandise access, you've got every single thing that's possibly going to come down the line. And I want to just explain, like, I just want to say theoretically, right, what that's going to do when the community doubles in size, when the community triples in size, when the community quadruples in size. What do you think is going to happen? Just think about it, right? This whole thing has been built with scarcity in mind. We're talking about a 10,000 collection and a 10,000 collection. We already know that there is no possible way, it's impossible to get to a 10,000 Shiba army collection. There has been random NFTs that have been burned. There has been some that have been lost. Like, it is inherently deflationary. The next evolution of this project can never fully be minted out. And I think that's beautiful, because what's going to happen when 60% of all the available circulating NFTs have been used to be minted? And which is great, because that's going to set the trend for the new collection. But what's going to happen when that number becomes less and less, and that one individual needs an extra 3 Shiba armies to go and mint their 3 ShibaDoge?
Yeah, he's going to go out of his way to figure out how to get them, and that's gonna put some sort of value that people are they're gonna value it. You know, whatever the value is, but people are going to have to value it in that sense to get what they want, right? So, exactly. I mean, the scarcity is what it is, and it's like we're never going to mint new Doge army or Shiba armies. Like, what you see is what you get.
Baby, the contract is the contract. You can't change it.
In 1995, you could walk into, you know, like a store and buy a Nintendo 64 for $100 or whatever they were selling for at the time. But you can't walk into a store and buy a Nintendo 64 now, a brand new one. You get what I'm saying? And if you do want to get a brand new Nintendo 64 in the box, unopened, you could go to eBay and check out how much they cost and what the demand is for them. You know, there's not to say like, you know, we're Nintendo or anything like that, but like the concept is, there will never be more of this. This is all that is in circulation and all that ever will be. And if you zoom out and look at the bigger timeline, and we're only 1 year old and we're at 27, 28,000 holders, whatever, and 100,000 plus community members or whatever across our socials, imagine, you know, when we reach our goal of 5 million community members, 2 million community members, whatever the case is, the community members are going to rise. But the supply of this is not going to rise. So you're literally growing with the project, if you think about it. If you own these assets, these digital assets, then you're literally, not just with our NFT, but any NFT that has like a good roadmap, that has a solid team, is doing things that are, you know, I don't want to just make this like a us thing, because there are a lot of great projects out in Web3. And if we didn't believe that, and if we didn't believe that there's opportunity and potential in Web3 and the tech, you know, we wouldn't be here right now. But we do believe in a lot of these things that are happening around us. We do believe there are great projects out there. we do love to think that we are one of them, and we do love to think that not only are we one of those great projects, but I think we're one of the most creative ones. Yeah, we may not be the absolute most popular project right now, but that just means that our turn hasn't came yet. You know, like we will work hard enough and work however long it needs to take for us to be on top. And I think that's one thing that differentiates us from everybody else, where everyone else is like, whatever happens, happens. We're like, no, it's not. We're not just going to let whatever happen. We're going to work hard to make sure that, you know, we can at least steer the ship in the right direction. And then, you know, once the bull market comes back around, like all the people who were able to wait out the storm are like happy that they did. You know, we don't want to just be that project that just kind of like doesn't care about anything. We actually care more about the things, the products that we bring to life, more than you guys can ever imagine. Like we fall in love with the concepts that we bring to life. Like, and if we don't fall in love with it, then we're not going to release it. And we love everything that we bring to the table. And we want you guys to love it too. Like that's the number one thing.
Yeah, a big part of it, man, also is that we're doing it for a different reason. I think that's probably, like, I don't think I've lost an ounce of motivation. We're coming up almost on our 1-year anniversary. It's going to be an amazing, I mean, it's been an amazing year, but we're talking about all the challenges. We're talking about the biggest bear market we've seen, you know, potentially crippling the entire ecosystem and industry. And every morning I wake up and I say to myself, does any of that matter? Like I read the news and sometimes I turn that shit off because I'm like, this is just, what a distraction. This is exactly what they want you to look at. This is exactly what they want you to see. They don't want you to be focused on being a survivor and being somebody that thrives in what's going to become another bull market, right? We're focused on this bearish sentiment right now. Oh, cool. Like it's great, man. Yeah. You know, the crypto is going to go to shit. Okay, cool. I'm glad you have that opinion, but what happens if it doesn't? And what happens if you spent every ounce of your waking life for the last and next year, months, days, however long it takes, building something that hasn't been done before and setting the trend? Just think about that. Remember how many times they said the internet was a fad? How many times they said mobile internet was a fad? How many times mobile phones were a fad? All that shit was going to become worthless. Nobody was going to carry around a device in their pocket. Every single one of us are listening to this on their mobile device. Maybe few of us on their desktops. How insane. How insane. Imagine if all the bad news that came out, imagine if that stopped Steve Jobs from making an iPhone. You know, we talk about this all the time. It's just really sad that this is where the powers that be want us to go. But we're not going to let that affect us. We're just going to keep going. It all makes sense.
Yeah, 100%, man. I remember when people would tell me, like, when texting just became a thing and I would text people and then they would immediately call me afterwards. They'd be like, "Hey, bro, why are you texting me, dude? Just call me if you have anything to say." Like, who the hell texts? Fast forward a few years, nobody's calling each other, bro.
Remember when they were charging for text messages? It was like 25 cents.
I had to learn the hard way.
Yo, I remember when it went from text costing money to media messages costing money. And I remember being so upset when somebody would send me like a series of pictures. I'd be like, come on, man. That should just cost me $8 and I did not need to see pictures of your baby. That's cool. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Oh man. But see, the people who didn't catch on to the technology advancing and the, you know, like didn't hop on board of these new like innovative things, they got left behind. And my dad being an example, my dad never liked texting. Even today, he never sends any text messages. But anytime I talk to my dad, I can't talk to him on text because he doesn't text. So I feel like he's living in the Stone Age, you know? Like I have to, I mean, it's cool because I rather call my dad. Like I love hearing his voice. You know, not everything has to be done digitally through a text. But the thing is, it's like, if he ever wants to like send a quick message to somebody, he doesn't do it because he just doesn't like it. He has to go through the whole process of calling them, waiting for them to pick up, just to like ask one simple thing. And you know, that's just a small example of, you know, being left behind. Like technology is evolving so fast, and if you don't evolve with it, you're gonna get left behind. And at least like if you're okay with being left behind, at least own something that's part of that evolving technology so that you could grow with it, you know? And then you can always play catch up at eventually. But if you don't own anything and you're just like letting people like, you know, run over you with all of this stuff, and you're just like looking at it from one perspective and being like, it sounds cool, but not for me, you know, I would push you and tell you, like, you know, be a little bit more open-minded and try to look at things, you know, a few years down the line, rather than looking at it, you know, with one eye and not seeing the full potential of what, you know, technology has to offer and what blockchain has to offer, for example.
Yeah, I mean, I was the other day, somebody asked me, they said, so like, really, what's the advantage of an NFT, like a proper NFT? You know, we're not even talking about tokens, right? Tokens have their own, it's like a whole different behemoth. But they asked me, like, what's really the advantage? And, you know, I asked them a question because this guy is like an Apple nut. Like, he just loves anything Apple, goes to the store as soon as anything comes out. And and I say, what if I told you for the price of $1,000 that since 2006, you could be the only one in every iPhone iteration to have the transparent color? What if I told you that you can have a transparent iPhone every single time a new one comes out, and you would be one of the only 10,000 people that would ever be able to buy it? And he said, are you kidding? If I could get a transparent iPhone, I would do it in a heartbeat if it came from Apple. And I said, my friend, you just understood the power of what an NFT has to offer. And Leo, I also know you'd be one of those guys.
Oh, I wouldn't hesitate. I wouldn't hesitate for a second.
It's crazy. It's nuts where we're going, what this whole industry is. I literally cannot give a shit. I think the volume is down on NFTs as a whole, as an industry. Couldn't care. Do not care that the bear market, obviously I think it sucks that it's hurting a lot of people, but I don't think it matters. I think it makes zero to no difference for the people that are actually doing some great things. So,
well, that's all it does. Is
what ends up happening in the coming weeks, months. I mean, obviously, we're going to be here to play, and we're going to be ready when that time comes to really see a nice surge in the whole environment.
Definitely, man, and we want to see everybody win, man. That's the whole goal of this. I mean, I get like, look, I'm not going to say who this person is, but somebody reached out to me like a few weeks ago, and they were pretty much telling me how this project changed their life. They made life-changing money. They did all kinds of cool things, and then fast forward 3 months, and they don't have a single penny to their name. They lost everything. And the reason for that is because they thought every project is going to reward them the same way that ShibaDoge did or whatever. So they started degenning left and right into whatever they saw, and ended up losing a tremendous amount of money that they had made from this project. Now, a lot of you guys know who this person is. It's a community member. I don't want to put anybody on blast, but I just want to remind you guys, ShibaDoge and our entire ecosystem is a very, very special project that you don't come across every single day. It's just not going to happen. It's a once in a blue moon. We're an anomaly, right? We're here. We're the devs that brought the project to reality. We actually stand by what we bring to it in the space of DEX. We actually support everything that we bring to the table. We have a loving community. We're actually honest people who are transparent and communicate with like everybody on a weekly basis of what's going on and what to expect. And we get a tremendous amount of like happiness out of running the project and seeing it grow. Like the whole combination of all that is very, very, very rare in the space, in the industry. And I've talked to a lot of developers that have started projects, and none of them have the same intentions that we had. And all of those people that I've talked to in the past, for people reaching out wanting to do collabs with us or partnerships or whatever, all those projects are dead now, even though they were trending the same time we were trending, even though they were growing the same time we were growing. All those projects are non-existent and pretty much they're abandoned projects. That is not going to happen with ShibaDoge. Like, you get what I'm saying? That is why we didn't make partnerships with these types of people, because they don't have the same, they're not on the same wavelength that, as us. And I can immediately, by talking to another dev, be able to recognize what their intentions are. And that is the value of ShibaDoge that the devs bring to the table, right? The value of transparency, the value of actually caring, the value of actually being here every day, and the value of actually getting enjoyment and a kick out of bringing innovative things to the table. Like, yes, we're a meme coin, but the reason we're a meme coin is because we believe in the power of meme coins. Like, meme coins changed our lives. Shiba changed my life. Doge changed my life. And you know, people say, "Oh, it's meme coin. It's nothing. Just ignore it." Like, no, man. I've made more money on Shiba and on Doge than I could have ever possibly made doing absolutely anything else. I don't care even if I was like a professional athlete or whatever. You get what I'm saying? It would still have been harder for me to make money than just me investing in Shiba and it actually hitting off. Like we believe in meme coins, but we believe that meme coins could be better than just meme coins, which is what we're trying to do here. We started off as a meme coin. We're still a meme coin, but we're actually doing things that real projects that have utility are doing in the space, and we're doing it better than they are, which is funny. You know, like, we're actually doing it better. So that's the whole meme behind it in itself.
It is absolutely a meme. But I will say, so I was actually, you know, kind of I was showcasing and demoing some of the stuff that we've been building to like a VC investment banker, just that type of industry individual. And I was just getting a lay of the lands. You know, they're making investments in the Web3 space. You know, they typically like to buy token allocations, and I'm not sure they're a fit for us or not, but they said that, you know, you're delivering a product to an echo chamber, and you're delivering a product to a group of people that are your customers, but how do you get more customers? And I responded without any hesitation, and I said, the only people I care about delivering the product for is the customers, is the people in this chat, in this VC, is the people in our community, the people that are engaged with us. There's going to be a lot of people that are watching, but the people that are here are what's going to make this project great. It's the same thing that happened with Dogecoin. It's the same thing that happened with Shiba. I clapped back so hard. I clapped back so quick. The guy didn't have anything to say. Absolutely nothing. I was like, I would rather serve the 66 people in this VC than serve 500,000 people on Twitter that give zero shits about the project. And as long as we maintain that mentality, and all of us, I'm actually proud, coming up on our 1-year anniversary, that we have never faltered on that same objective. This VC has grown from 3 to 4 to 7, maybe 8 people in it. You know, we've got some legends in here who are in the VC nonstop, absolute legends. And this number has grown. And I don't know what it is about people that need to they have this giant need for things to be as big as they possibly can be, as much hype as it possibly can have in such a short period of time. But, you know, in almost every case, that dies. But one thing has been consistent, and I bet if somebody charted out how many active people are a part of this chat on a recurring basis, we probably would defy the laws of physics. Like, it would be just nuts. There's nobody. Like, I can tell you one thing, we have certainly surpassed Decentraland and Sandbox combined. Those metaverses they called the most billion-dollar projects that are going to change the world have 23 people in them floating around in their little Lego-looking characters. And here we are with 67 people in this chat, having a good time, talking about where we're going as a future, as a project, and why we're doing it. You know, it's amazing. And, you know, oftentimes I say, look, you know, we're doing it for, of course, the right reasons. But at the end of the day, 3 years from now, 2 years from now, wherever, I don't know what the number will be, but one day this is going to be what Peter always says is programmed to be, and it will be even more life-changing than Dogecoin and Shiba was for all of us. Magnitudes greater, magnitudes. So I look forward to that. You know, that is going to be an amazing thing for all of us. But what's going to be even more crazy to me is how many people were actually impacted, and seeing how many of the people that are here in this chat, when I scroll down this 67 participant list and I see, oh, wow, it's great to still see Johnny Utah here, or, you know, Roof in the VC nonstop, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I think that's what's going to be exciting, to be like, wow, we grew with these people, because that's what we've always been looking for.
100%, man. You know, that intimate, like, workplace and playground feeling that everybody has, where it's like, hey, we come here, we get work done, but we also have fun and we play, and, you know, get to know each other on a more personal level. It's what it's all about, man. It's because, you know, you said it perfectly when you were mentioning the metaverse stuff. That's a perfect prime example of hype dying down. And that's the thing, is like, we don't ever want to sit down and overhype anything, because when you overhype things, when you set people's expectations to a certain level that is unachievable, and then when the product finally comes out and they're underwhelmed, you literally just threw away your entire opportunity. It's harder to rebuild from letting people down than it is to actually just slow down and do things correctly and build up to something that people are actually impressed with, without you having to, you know, overhype them and then, you know, let them down and then start rebuilding from that point. That's not what we're about. We're about doing this thing organically, and we've organically grown up to close to 30,000 holders in a year. We've brought all this tech to the table. We've brought these NFTs to the table. We've brought this community to the table. You know, nothing has been saturated. Nothing has been overhyped. Everything has been done beautifully, and everything has been done in a manner where the entire community can appreciate it. And I can sense the appreciation, you know, that I get from people when they talk about their staking rewards, when they talk about how much they love their NFTs or their reflections, or whatever the case is, or even just, you know, vibing out with the community. All of that, I don't overlook that at all. All of that is what motivates me to continue to do this better and better, and work harder and harder, is because there's actually people in the world who actually care, and they like it, and they appreciate it. And as long as people like and care and appreciate something, it will continue to grow. And the key is to not be a gimmick. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying Sandbox or whatever is a gimmick. No, it's not. But obviously it was just overhyped, and, you know, celebrity marketing and this and that. Like, we could have done that too. We could go and spend $1 million and get whatever celebrity we want, and we could see crazy results. And but it's eventually gonna die, because it's just a hype. It's just a pump hype. Like, that's not what we want to do. We rather build and they will come. And that's what we've been doing, and that's what we're going to continue to do. We're going to continue to build, and they will come, and we will do this organically, and we will outlast any kind of test of time, you know. And that's the beautiful thing that we want to achieve.
Yeah, man, it's nice to hear you, Alex, after a long time. You know, nice to have you, you know, out of that, you know, Junjun, whatever they. What's that?
I'm always listening, but I'm only sometimes I come out of the cave.
Yeah. That's
They
always...
asked me a couple of weeks ago, Alex. They're like, where's Alex? I'm like, dude, Alex is doing the hardest job out of anybody. He has to deal with these coders and the developers all day. And I was like, if I was offered to trade jobs with Alex, there is absolutely no way I'd be able to pull it off, because that, you know, what you're doing is like the back end stuff and behind the curtain stuff. That is the most important part of getting shit done and getting things done, not in just a timely manner, but in the correct manner. And Alex has an amazing sense of ownership, as far as, like, you know, being able to keep those people on track, and being able to, like, be like, no, that's not how we want it. This is how we want it. And being able to get his point across. Like, I wouldn't be able to do that as successfully as he does. And, you know, this is why every person on our team has a very valuable role. We're pushing like 20 plus people, you know, employees and whatever else that you want to call on the team.
Thank you for saying that. Thank you. But I also want to say, before you go on that rampage, I think everyone plays their part. I think
yes.
You do an incredible job. You know, I'm not gonna BS. I love when we deliver something good. Like, for me, probably the happiest moment is when we deliver something and I see the community chat going wild, and we see the screenshots of what they got and how they were, you know, how they're hyped up, and we're like, oh, okay, now we can sit back because we did our job. It worked. 98% of the time, I'm sweating just as bad as you. Like, holy shit, I hope this works. But, you know, you were there, you know, on time, every time, in these VCs. Like, mad props to you, because it isn't easy either. It isn't easy when the market is just filled with FUD, and then you come in and you just always have the right things to say. Like, even sometimes I've gone back and I've listened to it and I've said, geez, like, this is, like, I needed to hear this today too. Like, I was getting distracted for a second. So that's, I mean, even sometimes when I call you late at night, I'm like, dude, this shit's just terrible. What's going on? And you're like, who cares? Like, we'll figure it out. That's not a big deal, you know? So it all plays a really, everyone is doing the right thing. But you said something, and I wanted to just say this to the community as well. You know, we've gone from a year ago, we were 5 people, and we had an idea, we had a dream, we had a vision, we had an objective, we had the seed of a community. And today we are officially 25 people, not even community members that are, you know, I'm talking exclusively operationally focused, involved in the project at every sense of the word, have an actual responsibility, have an actual role. And obviously we want to make sure we don't end up like Twitter with 6,000 employees for no reason. Like, these are some of the most world-class people. We're talking developers, we're talking marketers, we're talking content creators, we're talking operational people, we're talking business development people that are looking to, like, how do we expand this ecosystem to be more than just, and it's great because it's like so many of them have actually been in this chat, and I don't think people even realize, but there are people in this chat that are watching, but are a part of this community, but actually in a bigger way than we even all realize. And they're working on expanding this because they believe in the vision, they believe in the mission. And it's kind of like, I think it's important that we recognize that it's not like this went from a meme, and now the meme has taken a whole different life on its own. And I don't even know where we're going to be next year. I mean, if we're at the same growth rate that we're seeing that we saw this year, like, we are so far away from what a meme coin is. It's like, it's again, like you said, Leo, it's a meme that this is a meme coin.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, look, at the end of the day, it's essential for us to continue to grow our workforce in a critical way. Like you said, like, not have 6,000 employees for no reason. But at the end of the day, I feel like we're all visionaries, and if we had the tools and the ability to bring all of our visions to life ourselves, we would do it. But there are people out there who play roles that those roles need to be filled, because, you know, visionary, like even Elon Musk, he's a visionary. You get what I'm saying? Like, he has a vision, and he has people that build out his vision. And that's the same way that great things are built. You know, it starts with the great vision, and it starts with onboarding great talent to bring that vision to life. And we understand that, and we know that that's what it takes to. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, you know, Alex built the whole breeding system by himself, or I built the whole staking system by myself. That's not what happened. We brought talent, you know, like.
Remember one thing, though, and Leo, remember one thing. We're here to deliver on the promises we made when we first launched almost a year ago. But at the end of the day, what's going to be here today and here tomorrow, way longer than we are, is the community. And the community is here every day pushing. The Shield Army is here pushing every day, bringing awareness to the project. And that's what it's all about. You know, we set the foundation, but what's going to be there longer than all of us and what's going to really push the project forward is the community. And we're thankful for that.
Yes, sir. 100%. The things that we do today are going to be remembered tomorrow. And the next generation of people who take ownership of this as a community, once our times are done, like as an entirety, like, years down the line, they're going to remember all of the great things that we did as a community and as we did as, like, the founding community of this project, right? They're going to, like, we have to be able to set the bar high. We have to set the right standard because we do believe in a good future for everybody. And in order to do that, we have to make sure that we keep our standards high and we continue to deliver on all the promises that we made. And and if we can't ever deliver on anything, we will 100% be transparent about it. We'll never beat around the bush. We'll never slow roll anything or anyone. Transparency is key, and I think everyone in our community is a well-rounded person to be able to understand when some things won't happen, right, or can't happen for whatever reason. So that's the beautiful thing, is that we're just rock solid, man, as a community and as a force. Like, we're a force to be reckoned with, and there's no gimmicks behind it, man. We're here to deliver, and we're here to have another amazing year, and an amazing year after that, and after that, and after that. So I think we killed it.
Yeah, we definitely were. Well, I would give us a 2 out of 10 because where we're going is a 50 out of a 10. So you got to put it in comparison. It was a good year. But what do you think is going to happen next year? What's your take? I mean, we'll probably end up talking about this on our anniversary VC. But what do you think is going to happen?
Okay, this is cool. Like, because we can reflect back on this next year.
That was my goal. I was like, yo, let's predict what's gonna happen. Let's go for it.
Okay, this is my prediction. And we'll see at this time next year if my prediction is right or wrong. I think we're gonna be at about 100,000 holders.
Disclosure, Leo. Sorry. This is entirely your opinion. Before
no financial advice is going to be given here. No financial advice is going to be given here. But this is what I think is going to happen next year. I think the Lakers are going to win the championship. I think we're going to be at I think we're going to be at 100,000 holders on Etherscan. I think we're going to be at over 1 million social media members. I think we're going to be at an extremely, extremely solid place as far as, like, the ecosystem of the project goes. I think the burn token is going to be talked about a lot more than it is right now. I think the NFTs are going to be talked about a lot more than they are right now. And I think that everybody in the space is going to know who ShibaDoge is by the end of next year. That's my prediction.
You're fudding, bro. That's FUD.
Let's kill it then. Let's reach 250,000 holders. Let's prove me wrong.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, Leo can only bring in so many people.
Oh man, how could you FUD like that, Leo?
Leo, how dare you?
Yeah, Leo, if you said 1 million holders, everyone would have still said it's FUD.
Yeah, 100%.
Good thing you set the bar low, man. It's good.
Ruth, send the warning, Ruth.
Yeah, man, we're gonna have to do something about this, Sonny. I mean, that is just FUD.
I apologize in advance for the FUD, guys, but maybe if you guys give me a little bit more hope, I'll change that number up and put it at 1 million. But I think 100K is what I'm sticking to.
Boys and ladies, let's go.
That's right. But I'm also sticking to my 50-50 theory, man. There's 50-50. Everything is 50-50. There's a chance of us hitting 100 million holders by next year is 50-50. It's either going to happen or it's not.
There's a 50-50 chance that Rube bans you right now.
He's either gonna do it or he's not.
Oh man.
Yeah, I think I saw Max. I think I saw him speaking. Is that possible?
Yeah, he came out of the woodwork when I said the Lakers are going to win the championship.
Where is he?
I don't know.
Max.
He probably got disconnected.
Yeah, I can't see him in here.
Yeah.
So what about you, Alex? Your turn.
I tend to be a bit more focused on the industry and where that's changing to be. I think that we're going to see a big shift to the dynamic NFTs. I think there's going to be a lot of noise around equipable items. I think that's what's going to definitely be happening. Whether you have individual collections that can be equipable to other projects, third-party projects is like a third-party thing. I think that you're going to see a huge movement to that because it's going to segue into the game environment. I think tokenized media, and I'm kind of almost reading from a list because we've literally had an entire sit down with the whole development team, and we just said, okay, so where do we think it's going? And I think a big part is going to be in tokenized media with unlockable perks and sort of exclusive content that is only granted to holders, as well as ownership in that content. I think we're going to see a lot more. I think we're going to see a lot more regulation in a good way. I think we're going to see, things being more solidified and respected. Because here's the deal: if you want to talk about how $1 trillion moves into this industry, it only happens with two things: one, regulation, and two, more solid infrastructure where, it's not that you got some random company auditing you, it's you've got the audit of internationally respected parties. So I think that's what we need to see. We're in this dark time because it's like a condition, it's like a necessary condition for the industry to change. There's been enough people that have lost enough money. There's been enough people that are pissed off. I'm pretty sure some of these regulators, some of these industry leaders have been hurt themselves. And I think what it's going to do is it's going to enable these big companies that have billions of dollars to allocate. Because right now, it's literally Bitcoin. Like, it's Bitcoin, and it's maybe a small percentage of Ethereum where people are putting their, sort of big money institutional capital into. I think that's going to slowly open up once we bring in the sort of the right guidelines. And I think that's good. I think that's fair. I think that's right, because honestly, people should be as protected as they can be. And that's going to be the tipping point that's going to set this thing on fire. And it's going to make everything that's a legitimate organization, a legitimate token, a legitimate ecosystem. That's what's a legitimate project. I think that's what's going to make everything change, right? I think that's.
Yeah.
I also think, and this is my last one, this is actually my own personal prediction, I think we're going to see a bigger blend of Web2 and Web3 companies kind of coming together, where right now we're in the space where crypto enthusiasts are the ones that are pushing and shilling crypto projects. I think once the bridge happens, I call it the bridge, but it's not really technically a bridge. But once this kind of link between both of these two industries come together, and you start to see, big corporate dollars affecting crypto and actually being invested in crypto, you're going to see a huge uptick in, like, when they say like, oh, there's nothing back in crypto, I think that's going to change. It's going to completely be, these big companies are putting a substantial amount of money into it, and it's It's bringing that initial audience, the people that first started, the enthusiasts, the people like us, but it's also going to bring those people that are like, oh, you know, I don't really love crypto, but then, oh, but Adidas tells me it's good, so we should probably hop on the bandwagon because it's cool.
True.
I think that's when we see the $1 trillion movement of money.
Yep. And when the institutional money does start rolling into crypto, for example, who do you think these people are going to be investing into? They're going to be going after people to invest into projects that actually have a solid community and a solid ecosystem and a solid amount of people already backing them. You know, just the same way like a tech company buys another tech company. You know, they're like, okay, well, these guys are they have 50 million users or whatever. They're valued at this much. I want to invest in these guys, or I want to buy a large share in these guys. And I think when institutional money starts rolling in, you know, there will be institutions that actually be like, hey, we want to back this project. We see the potential in this. You know, here's 50 million, $100 million of capital. You know, go do your thing, keep building. And I think we're going to be seeing a lot of opportunities like that in the future with regulation, with like, you know, venture capitalists coming in and, you know, helping projects get to the next level, and, you know, this big money coming into play. And I think, you know, the bigger our community is, the better of a target will be for, you know, crazy funding like that, if that opportunity ever does arise in the future. So, you know, we always keep an open mind on that end as well, because, yeah, I mean, obviously we don't need anybody, but if someone were to come and be like, hey, here's $100 million, go ahead and build, we're going to be like, all right, give it, let's build. So that'll definitely propel us to different levels.
Here's the wallet address. Please send.
Yeah.
Also, there's a $10 million airdrop included with that has to go to our OG community member holders. Sorry about that, VCs, but cost of doing business. That's the cost of investing in us. You invest in all of us, not just us.
So that just proves to you how early we still are in crypto, man. You know, we're extremely early, because those opportunities haven't even started coming to fruition yet, and that it's inevitable, man. I feel like, you know, for this to go to that next step, that regulation needs to happen so that people can actually start putting real big bucks into crypto. And, you know, it was a $2 trillion market cap or whatever, close to a $2 trillion market cap at its all-time high. It's not even bigger than what Apple is, you know? So you do the math, you know, like crypto, in my opinion, can be worth a lot more than a singular company that is a private, you know, company, public company called Apple. And, you know, crypto is an entire sector, whereas, you know, Apple is just a business. Obviously, they're the biggest business in the world, but it's still a business.
Yeah, we definitely love them. We don't love all of them, but we love them. They definitely.
Yeah, I love Apple.
But I think you talked about the upcoming Freedom Mint sort of project that is an EFT equipable item to the actual ShibaDoge NFT. You've done that, right? I believe you have.
Yeah.
About that, because I think that is like something that is not like the defined timeline for that is not, because I see a couple people in the chat, they're talking about airdrop. I think we should probably clarify just a little bit. There will be a airdrop, just because it's for the amount of NFTs that we're going to be giving away as equipable items. It doesn't make sense to do a whole claim function, so it's kind of pointless. So there will be an airdrop component, but it's only going to be based on certain conditions. If you meet the conditions or the requirements, you're going to be able to get that. But we do have something for everyone, and this is actually slated to come out this year. If for whatever reason it does get pushed, it's for good reason. But Leo did drop a teaser picture of what that would look like. And I think this is going to be huge for our project. I think it's going to bring a ton of new people and holders who are kind of, you know, going to become acclimated about what our whole ecosystem and our whole project is. So to break it to you short, it's an entirely new style of Freedom Mint NFTs. It is extremely fun. And what it is going to be, and these details might change, guys. These details might change. So I just want to make sure we're all clear that this is not 100% solid. But for the most part, at a high level, we're going to be doing a free to mint. It is going to be one of the first open to the public, publicly available EFTs that are essentially, think of it as like a supply drop. Think of it as like a gearbox. You were given this, your ShibaDoge NFTs are going to be able to use these supply drops. Some of them are going to be very rare. Some of them are going to be more common. But what makes this really special is that, one, it's free and it's open to the public to claim. There will be a limit to how many can be claimed. No details will be given so that it cannot be rigged. But it is a certain element to this, which was, it's going to make it extremely special, and it's kind of deflationary from day one. There's going to be a circulating supply of these supply drop NFTs of 10,000 items. And of these 10,000 items, only 90% of them are actually going to become an item. Sorry, only 10%. 90% of them are going to be, essentially, they're going to vanish.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a really good chance that you could end up with, you being one of the community members or anyone in the public, you have this chance of getting something that's really rare. Now, why does anyone care? This is where it gets really exciting. So obviously, every single person in here, I'm sure, is familiar with free to mint NFTs. There is a flaw with free to mint because in every single case, minus maybe 3 of them, they have no value. There is no utility. Frankly, some of the developers have gone out and said, there will never be a utility. There is no plan. There is absolutely nothing we're going to do with this. This is literally a JPEG. Okay? And we're going to give this stuff away for free. And then on top of it, there is no community there, and they're hoping that the community can be built up and through this free to mint component. The flaw with free to mints is, one, you got it for free, so you can never have value in it because there was never a value assigned to it to begin with. So that's already one issue. But 2, with no utility and no real community behind it, what do you actually have? You have literally just, it's just a new marketing angle and a new spin on being able to give a bunch of people JPEGs and try to build up volume. The reality is they're trying to build up volume. They're hoping that they're going to end up with something that one day somebody values at 1 ETH, right? It's like a total gamble. In our case, we're going to be launching this free to mint as sort of like the, hello, here we are, welcome world, hello world. We have an entirely new system. It is built on dynamic NFTs. It is built on something new, which we call EFTs, equipable fungible tokens. And you will be able to, if you're lucky, get one of these for free. And down the road, you will be able to equip these items, whatever you do end up getting, if you're one of the lucky ones, you'll be able to equip that onto your ShibaDoge NFT. Or you can sell it back to somebody in the community who really wants that really rare item or doesn't, right? All of those are possibilities. But it is one of the first times in the space that free to mint NFTs are taking this approach. And it's going to be, I think, something that's going to be, one, really fun, really exciting, but it's going to be one of the best segues and one of the best educational experiences for people outside of our community, maybe thousands of holders that are going to try to get access to this NFT, that are going to learn about our project, that are going to learn about how equipable NFTs work and why that's the future of the NFT ecosystem. And all of that is going to be done through this mint. And I'm probably a broken record right now because, Leah, you've talked about it probably already like 10 times. But this is something that we have to do right, and I'm willing to push it if it's not 100% the way we want it to be, but could be very, very interesting and could be a really insanely organic way to build an audience of NFT investors who want to be involved in our project because there's value there and there's utility there. Unlike 99%, I would say 100, but there's probably at least one that did it right. So 99% of the free to mint projects out there.
100%, man. And I think that's what it, and the thing is, it's like, it's not a one-time thing, you know, like that opportunity to be able to continuously bring cool things and cool events like that to grow the ecosystem is going to be the, I think, a very essential growth hack for us to continuously bring cool, and not cool, but like more people into the ecosystem without having to put much effort into it. And a lot of people actually being able to benefit from that, right? Because it's free. You have nothing to lose if you're going and just claiming a free NFT, right? Obviously, I wouldn't recommend doing that to like any link that you see out there, but you know, we're a very credible source, so it's like, yeah, there are still some free NFTs out there that you don't really want to, you know, experiment with, because that's how a lot of people get their wallets compromised. But you know, we actually have a good source, and we actually have a reliable ecosystem where people could be like, all right, yeah, I really want to be a part of this. I really want to do it, and I have nothing to lose, like only something to gain. So I think we're on the right track. I just did a thing in the chat. First 5 people to reply to my message with a heart emoji will be the first 5 out of 50 people to receive $100 from our giveaway. So I already see the first 5 people. I'll reach out to you guys right now, and I'll get your guys' ETH address. So that's the first 5 people taken care of.
You're out here. All right, Santa. Thanks, man.
Leo, this is early Santa. This is Jalib. I think I'm one of the first 5, but I'd promise Eric that if I win anything, I'm gonna give it to him. So can you give Eric that $100 for me, please?
Eric, you know what? I'll just send it to you, and then you can send it. You can send it to whoever you want. So
okay. All right.
You could just take care of that. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, thank you for that, by the way. That's, I don't think you see that very many places. So that's
Alex, you're always missing them ones, you know? You always miss it.
I'm always missing what? I never get a giveaway. I've never won anything. Like, geez.
That's what I'm saying. You're always
I was
missing
literally getting all hyped up, talking, pitching, and then
Right.
and then Leo goes off the rails and gives $500 away because he's like, I've heard this so many times, I can't listen to it again.
And also, I was just so deep into listening to what you were saying, man. I was like in another place, man, you know?
I know it's.
That's amazing.
Oh, man. Yeah, Leo just tricked us, you
Like
know.
I said, Roof, I don't, I can't come on every time, even though I'm listening. But when I do, I gotta at least be myself, And
Yeah, 100%. Really enjoying everything that you're saying, man. Like, it's great. It's great, man. It makes a lot of sense. Everyone's just listening. Everyone's enjoying it. Yeah, and it's chilled. So, man, continue. We can listen for another 2 hours, man. You know?
Oh, well, here we go. All right, let's go. Sermon
Let's
started.
go.
We call this Monday sermons at ShibaDoge. Leo, get started.
Break.
It's on you, baby.
Yeah, break's over now, guys. Let's start. Intermission is over.
All right, let me make sure I got everyone, because I think I might have skipped.
I'd like to interrupt this bullish VC for a commercial. Did you miss Shiba? Miss Doge? Well, then you suck. But if you miss Shiba Doge, then dude, there's no hope for you.
No hope whatsoever.
Who watched FIFA? Who watched the World Cup?
Yep, We
I
watched.
didn't,
Believe it or
man.
not, Alex. Believe it
Huh?
or not, Eric used to podcast it in the VC. So whoever didn't have a good streaming for the match in his home, Eric, the same guy Jalip is donating to him, was playing the matches here in the VC. So we used to have match nights in the VC.
Oh shit! Wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing. That's great. I think that was an insane game. It was insane. I mean, wow. That was two of the most I think that was probably the best game I've seen in my entire life. And I feel like I say that every 4 years, but this one was special. This one was different. And I don't really care what side you're on, but like, yo, Messi really deserved that one. I mean, his last round, come on, man. That was spiritual. That was something amazing.
Totally.
That was
He
like
was
watching.
missing
That was
this
like
last
watching
time.
ShibaDoge. That was like watching ShibaDoge 6 months from now. Every one of us, we believed in where we're going, and then boom, all of our belief was granted. All of our belief was worth it. All of our hard work, everything that we put into it was spiritual, man. Spiritual experience.
Amen to that.
Guys, I'm gonna be right
All right,
back.
guys.
Couple
Yeah, I
minutes.
think we might just wrap it up over here, Alex. Definitely, yeah, I think we're good. I'll do a closing statement. So if you got to go, you can take off, and then I'll close this out. But let me just. I just wanted to make sure I got everyone's wallet address. That was the correct winner, so I don't mess it up later. But I just got everyone, so we're good. Guys, we're going to be doing cool little giveaways like this for the remainder of the week. This was only 5 out of 50 of the VC giveaways that we're going to be doing throughout the event week. So keep your eyes open if you want to win some money. $100 is $100. That could pay for a really cool Christmas gift for people, or you could buy whatever you want to buy, or buy more ShibaDoge with it, whatever the case is. But it's free money, so all you got to do is be active in the community, and you'll get rewarded for it. But other than that, I just want to thank everybody for joining us today. This was a longer AMA than we normally do, and I think we all had a lot of great informative conversations, and just everybody had a good time and was vibing out. So we definitely want to keep the streak going. We're going to be having a cool party hangout thing on the 24th in here as well too, which won't be like a proper AMA or anything like that. It'll be different. It'll be us just having fun and doing fun things together as a community and celebrating our 1-year anniversary together. So make sure you don't miss that. But yeah, keep your eyes open on our Twitter as well too. Go ahead, Alex. Go ahead.
Shots? Can we do community shots? Like every 2 minutes, we just take a shot and say something we love.
I mean, we could, but I don't know if everyone in the community likes shots. They could have shots of whatever they like. How about that?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Everyone go get whatever the hell you like the most. We're celebrating. We're having a good time. Causes. I'm pretty sure you won't make it halfway through that AMA.
That's funny.
He's causing
All
the
right,
cats right now or something.
We'll wrap it up here though.
Okay.
I just want to thank you guys. Roof, I think are you still doing the wheel spin this week, or is that a part of the event for this week?
Yeah, I normally just do it after because I gotta get it all together.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
So yeah.
So if you're part of the Shill Army, stick around for that, because Roof is going to be doing the Shill wheel pretty much after this. So
yeah.
As always, guys. Yeah, I mean, we're here every week. We're here on Mondays. We're here on Thursdays. We're going to be here this Saturday, Christmas Eve. So I'm looking forward to vibing out with you guys and just spending some time with you guys and having some fun. But other than that, I mean, a lot of crazy stuff in the pipeline. Obviously, you guys know what to expect from us out of 2023, and we kind of gave you like a little brief breakdown of our goals and what we want to achieve as a project, and we take it very seriously. So everyone's feedback and everyone's opinion is highly appreciated. If you don't feel comfortable talking on on voice, always feel free to use that chat box to get your voice heard. And we're always open to suggestions. We're open to criticism, whatever. But we just want to hear feedback from you guys, man. And that really shows on our end, if we're doing something right or wrong. But it's all about community, and I think we're doing the right things. And with all that being said, guys, if you missed Doge, that sucks. If you missed Shiba, that sucks. If you missed ShibaDoge, I mean, you've had a year to not miss it, but if you still miss it after a year, then you suck. And with that being said, I'm outie. Talk to you guys later. Peace.
Peace.
If you're a winner, you don't have to. I mean, all the winners already messaged me their ETH address, so I got it. But I'm just gonna send it over to our giveaway like Google Sheets form that we have, and we'll send it out to you guys. So you don't have to do any claim or anything like that. But you'll get it pretty soon. I don't know if it'll be today. I don't know if it'll be in the next few hours or whatever. But you're on the list and you'll receive it. So don't worry about that.
Let's go.
Let's go. Happy holidays to everyone.
Happy holidays.
Yes, sir.
Happy
holidays. Love you guys.
Happy holiday,
You too.
Leo. How are you
Thank
doing
you.
today?
Doing good, brother. Doing good.